What's up? This is Jeph from the Views. You're watching PunkWorldViews. This tour has been amazing. It Gets Better project has been running with us this whole tour, taking care of help for teens, actually, it's a really good thing. You should check that out, Help Gets Better. I think it's helpgetsbetter.org. I wish I could look it up right now, but I don't have the internet built in yet. But so for the Take Action tour, you get to decide on a charity that comes along with the tour. And we chose It Gets Better. It seemed to fit more with how we feel, and it seemed to fit more with our fans and how they feel, too. How do I word this? Really making people just understand that what makes us all the same is really the differences, if that makes sense. Like, everybody is different. I'm different. You're different. Everybody that we know is different in a certain way. And that's really what, like I said, that's really what makes everybody the same thing. And a lot of these organizations, like, no offense to talk about churches, but sometimes they're anti-gay or they're anti-whatever, you know, and what they're not realizing is that they're people. You know, they're putting it as like a thing instead of people. And I really think once the world realizes that everybody is different and everybody is special and everybody is unique, then things can start coming together and be like a more peaceful, better world. And I think It Gets Better is one of those companies that's actually helping people in this direction. Our singer, our singer's lived in LA for about 9 to 10 years now, and I've lived in LA about 7 years now. And our singer's moving to Australia because his wife's Australian, so kind of makes sense. He's going over, or under, whatever you want to call it. And me and my fiance moved into my car, which is not a very awesome place to live, but it's been pretty fun. Our 2 dogs, we moved in there with our 2 dogs. We've been staying all over parts of California, just kind of figuring out where to move. And we're still not sure, so I don't know where I live right now. Actually, our drummer now is moving from Utah to California, so looks like he might be the only person in California. So if you're looking for him, say, hey, Dan. Me personally, I wouldn't move to Australia. I like the creatures, though. I love creatures in Australia. It's awesome. There's a lot of great people there, but it's not right for me in a certain way. And it's a good thing he's moving there. It's all positive. Like, we're still going to tour. We're still going to meet. We're still going to record and write. And nothing's going to change anything other than he's going to have to fly a lot farther for us to practice. My least favorite thing about playing in LA is probably everybody who plays in LA's least favorite thing. Suits. Everybody calls you on the day of the show, like, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, how have you? I haven't talked to you forever. What's going on? You're playing tonight? Oh, weird. You know what I mean? Because we're actually from Utah originally, and the same thing happens when we go to Utah. Everybody possible calls us, you know. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Your home state or Los Angeles or New York is always the most intense state with people coming in and out. And it has to do with a lot with the labels. They come in and they can say hi, and everybody's kind of important and comes and says hi. And I get it. It makes a lot of sense to me because it's their chance to come and say hi, and it's their chance to be there. And I respect that they want to come out, you know what I mean? But it's a lot to take in. The most annoying interview question probably is, so how did you guys start? You know, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I think since this is our 13th year now, you know, it's like, I think, yeah, 13 years, it's cool after the first year, it's cool after the second year, even up to the 5th year, it's all right, you know what I mean? But now it's like, man, we even passed the 10-year mark, like, we're still going, like, all that stuff is so far in the past that it really doesn't even matter how we started, you know what I mean? Like, and if you want to know how we started, well, we have a DVD out that tells you all about it, and I guess Wikipedia is a pretty good site, too. Actually, our Wikipedia right now is being rewritten by our good friend Gare. When we first started, Bert used to intensely scream so much that he would throw up in his mouth a little bit, and then he just let it go. He would just be like, whatever, fuck it. Some of the girls would get grossed out and scream or whatever, and he would just keep doing it. He'd throw up off the stage on whatever, you know. He just thought it was funny. As a fan of music, one of my favorite albums, I'd say, were... well, one of my favorite bands of all time is Secret Chiefs 3. It's a very interesting blend of different genres and different musical styles and instruments, and it's very Turkish, Arabic sounding, but at the same time it's heavy, but at the same time it's not at all like that. It's like epic, and even sounds like black metal at times. It's a very cool, very interesting band. I've liked them for about 15 years, maybe longer, maybe 17 years, I'm guessing here, but a long time. Other than that, I like bands like Boris. They're really noisy. I like any kind of world music, like Ebo Taylor. I'm not really sure how to say his name. He's like that Cuban Afrobeat kind of like old school, James Brown, that kind of thing. Anything with a backbeat. So for me to say my favorite record, in the Used, my favorite record probably is. That's hard too. Each record, sort of the way we write music, is sort of like encompassing a timeline, really. Like if you go through our first record, it really represented everything that happened before the Used and that year. And the next record happened from in between the first record and here. It's sort of like they all change and they all sound a little bit different, each one. And it's really about the moment, and each record is about the moment. And I think right now I like the newest record the most because that's the moment we're in right now still. And I know we're going to start writing in the next couple days, actually, next couple weeks. We're going to start writing for a new record, which will hopefully be my next favorite record, but we'll see, because the moment we're in now is amazing. So all I can imagine is this moment translating into the next record, really. The second version of Vulnerable 2 is sort of songs that didn't make Vulnerable, and there's like 3 or 4 songs that didn't make Vulnerable, I can't remember exactly, and 3 acoustic tracks that we recorded around that time at Hurley Studios, which those are awesome. Actually, those are really, really cool. Even the songs that didn't make it are really cool. We didn't know what to do with them, really. We didn't want to just let them leak out slowly. We didn't want to wait and try to put them in a movie or something because they didn't seem right for that. And also, we got a friend that, 2 of our friends, Bobby Alt and Craggs, I think was his name. Actually, he's not my friend, but he sounds like a nice dude. Did some remixes of some of our songs, and those actually turned out awesome, way better than I thought they would. Yeah, and it's that kind of thing. We could either just hold on to this music or we can release it, and we could have put out a separate record called something else, but really these songs are part of Vulnerable, and I mean some of the remixes are off of Vulnerable, so it seems fitting just to re-release the record with an added 10 songs. We're definitely going back into the studio in a couple weeks from now. Hold on one second, sorry. Should I start over? Damn. Hands and Faces. That's how exciting this video is. It makes me cough. That's that exciting. Hands and Faces. It should be out within the next week or 2, I'm pretty sure. Not exactly sure about it. Just the finishing little sprinkles are getting put on right now. That's what it sounds like. I don't want to give too much away about the video. It's very awesome and very interesting, and Bert is definitely very encompassed in different articles of clothing. That's all I want to say. That's not that interesting, but the video is great. Usually we stress out about every little detail about a video, and the best part about this one is that we just kind of relaxed a little bit and just kind of let it happen and let it come out the way it was supposed to come out. And I think sometimes art is better, more relaxed. Actually, I think 99% of the time art usually comes out better relaxed. So us sitting back and relaxing helped. We also have a DVD coming out. It's going to be called You're Welcome. And while you are welcome, spelled a different way. Not spelled like you are welcome, but like you're welcome, if that makes sense. Spelt wrong on purpose. This DVD really is going to span, well, I've seen some clips of it already, and it kind of spans from the beginning to now, really, across everybody that's kind of helped us all along the way. It's kind of a takeoff, actually, of our first DVD, in a way. It has Kevin Lyman's on it. There's a bunch of bands on it, like some of the guys from Angels and Airwaves, Rise Against. I don't want to give too much away. Rancid. Our old drummer Brandon is on the video too, talking about how we started up and things that happened, and there was a downfall a little bit for a minute, and he's talking about that, and we all kind of reflect on the actual experience of being the Used and having this happen to us for the past 13 years, you know. And there's awesome live footage, awesome tour footage, pranks. Dan Whitesides is in it. end of the year, beginning of next year. Hopefully by the end of the year. He's stealing nuts. He does that sometimes.
I can't tour. I'm stealing shit from home.
Dude, I 100% get that. I stole a case of coconut water. Bam!
Say thanks, Denise.
Thanks, Denise.